In what may soon be remembered as one of the most explosive turning points in South Africa's post-apartheid political era, reliable sources have revealed that the police have uncovered potentially incriminating material during a search of Julius Malema's private residence. This material, according to several insiders, could directly link the controversial political leader to the mysterious and long-debated death of former Minister Nathi Mthethwa. The implications of such a discovery are profound. If proven credible, the evidence could not only destroy Malema's political career but also result in severe criminal charges, possibly leading to a lengthy prison sentence. Although the investigation remains tightly controlled and highly confidential, information has inevitably begun to leak. Reports suggest that a high-profile raid on Malema's estate yielded a trove of classified papers, encrypted digital files, and other sensitive materials. These discoveries, if authenticated, could send shockwaves through the country's political elite. The South African Police Service, SAPS, is said to have obtained a high-level judicial warrant before initiating the search, ensuring the operation was conducted under strict legal oversight. According to individuals familiar with the case, officers arrived at Malema's property early in the morning and began a systematic sweep through secret compartments, sealed rooms, and hidden safes. Witnesses described an intense and almost feverish atmosphere as investigators meticulously gathered each item with care and precision. At first glance, many of the seized objects appeared innocuous. However, experts who later examined the materials believe they may hold immense political and legal consequences. Among the confiscated items were several encrypted hard drives and USB devices, which authorities suspect contain crucial data, possibly including voice recordings, emails, and secure chat logs. Forensic specialists hired by SAPS are confident that, using advanced digital recovery techniques, they can restore deleted files and uncover hidden directories. These may, in turn, reveal communications that could serve as pivotal evidence if the case goes to court. Adding another layer of intrigue, investigators also uncovered hotel reservations and records of international travel, including multiple trips to Europe, most notably to Paris. Several of these trips, based on leaked manifests, coincide precisely with the last days Nathi Mthethwa was seen alive. This overlap has fueled suspicions that Malema or members of his inner circle may have been in the same city as Mthethwa during his final hours. Detectives are now exploring whether their paths crossed in ways that have not yet been made public. Deepening the mystery, authorities also found a collection of photographs and surveillance-style video clips showing unidentified individuals entering and leaving upscale hotels and various buildings. According to preliminary analysis, some of these videos appear to have been filmed inside the Hyatt Regency Paris Etoile, the same hotel where Mthethwa's body was discovered. If these recordings are verified, they could establish a tangible link between Malema's associates and the site of the former minister's death, potentially transforming the entire trajectory of the investigation. Alongside the digital materials, police also recovered handwritten notes and letters believed to originate from Malema's close aides. These documents contained cryptic phrases such as forced window, scissors, and no struggle. Observers familiar with the case were quick to notice that these peculiar references mirror key details in the French police's official report on Mthethwa's death. Many of the letters appear to have been written after the minister's demise, raising serious concerns about whether an effort was made to preemptively shape or manipulate the public narrative. Investigators are now examining the possibility that these writings were part of a deliberate attempt to conceal incriminating evidence or mislead the authorities. Financial documents uncovered during the raid have further complicated matters. Reports indicate that police found large sums of cash stored in multiple currencies, as well as bank statements and transaction records suggesting that Malema was involved in offshore financial structures and shell companies. The files allegedly detail a web of complex money transfers connecting various intermediaries linked to Mthethwa's final days. Forensic accountants assisting SAPS believe that unraveling these transactions could reveal a vast network of political corruption and covert financial dealings, potentially extending beyond South Africa's borders and involving foreign interests. Adding fuel to speculation, investigators also seized several burner phones and SIM cards, both local and international. Initial forensic analysis shows that some of these devices were wiped clean shortly before the police raid, while others still contain digital footprints corresponding to the night of Dera's death. Experts theorize that retrieving deleted call logs, text messages, or encrypted chats from these phones could help reconstruct the final chain of communication between Dera and any possible co-conspirators. Even fragmented bits of data, if successfully recovered, might be enough to map out who was in contact with whom during the crucial hours leading up to the minister's death. To fully grasp the potential gravity of these findings, one must revisit the circumstances surrounding the death of Nathi Mthethwa, the man whose life was as controversial as his demise. Dera, once a prominent and polarizing figure in South African politics, was discovered dead after what authorities initially described as a fall from the 22nd floor of the Hyatt Regency Paris Etoile. French investigators quickly categorized the death as a probable suicide, citing a broken window and a pair of scissors found in the room as supporting evidence. Yet, despite these official findings, the theory of suicide never fully convinced the public. The lack of a clear motive, coupled with inconsistencies in witness statements and questionable physical evidence, led to persistent speculation that foul play might have been involved. Dera's political career had long been marred by controversy. He faced multiple accusations of corruption, money laundering, and abuse of power. Many believed he had accumulated powerful enemies, both at home and abroad. For years, whispers circulated suggesting that his death had not been self-inflicted but orchestrated. Now, with the discovery of materials in Malema's possession referencing the forced window and scissors, the suspicions of foul play have resurfaced with renewed intensity. These notes appear to indicate prior knowledge of specific details from the French police report, leading investigators to suspect that individuals close to Malema may have been aware of, or even complicit in, the events surrounding Dera's demise. The combination of travel itineraries, financial movements, and coded messages paints a troubling picture. The overlap of Malema's international trips with Dera's last known movements, combined with money transfers to shadowy intermediaries, hints at possible coordination. Should investigators confirm that these connections are more than coincidence, the political and legal repercussions for Julius Malema would be devastating. Potential charges could range from obstruction of justice and evidence tampering to conspiracy and accessory to murder. Furthermore, if authorities succeed in tracing illicit financial transactions back to Malema, he could also face charges of money laundering, fraud, and corruption. In the worst-case scenario, should investigators prove direct involvement in Dera's killing, homicide-related charges could follow, offenses that carry the possibility of life imprisonment. Legal analysts caution, however, that proving such grave accusations would require an airtight case supported by irrefutable forensic evidence, credible eyewitness testimony, and a clearly demonstrated chain of intent. Even so, the mere existence of these allegations has already sent shockwaves through the nation. The possibility that one of South Africa's most recognizable political figures might be implicated in the mysterious death of a former minister has ignited widespread outrage across social media and within mainstream news outlets. As of now, no independent publication has been able to verify the authenticity of the alleged evidence recovered from Malema's estate. Questions have also been raised about the chain of custody, whether all materials seized were properly documented and preserved in accordance with legal standards. Such uncertainties could lead to intense courtroom battles over the admissibility of evidence. The SAPS, for its part, has confirmed that a number of digital and financial items were indeed collected during the operation but has refused to disclose whether any of these directly pertain to the Dera investigation. Officially, Dera's death remains classified as a likely suicide, yet that conclusion is now under unprecedented scrutiny. Even before any formal charges have been filed, the political fallout is immense. Within the ranks of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, the party Malema leads, tension and infighting are reportedly growing. Some members are calling for him to temporarily step aside to prevent further damage to the party's reputation, while others insist that the entire affair is a politically motivated smear campaign designed to silence one of the government's fiercest critics. Meanwhile, opposition parties in parliament are preparing to demand a full, transparent inquiry into the newly surfaced allegations. Within the ruling African National Congress, ANC, whispers of strategic advantage have begun to circulate quietly, some seeing in Malema's troubles an opportunity to weaken a vocal adversary. Across the nation, ordinary citizens are watching the unfolding events with a mix of disbelief, anger, and weary resignation. For many, the scandal embodies the persistent entanglement of power and corruption at the highest levels of government. Others view it as evidence of how deeply politicized South Africa's state institutions have become. Whether interpreted as a vast conspiracy or an authentic exposure of wrongdoing, the narrative has seized the public imagination. Heated debates now dominate social media, radio talk shows, and household discussions. Hashtags such as #Maliaid, #Justice for Nathi, and #political cover-up continue to trend online, reflecting the public's hunger for truth and accountability. As investigators continue their work, the unanswered questions only multiply. Was Nathi Mthethwa's death the outcome of a calculated act of political treachery, or has Julius Malema become the target of a meticulously crafted setup intended to destroy his influence? Could the evidence discovered during the raid be genuine proof of conspiracy, or is it part of an elaborate manipulation designed to frame a rival? Each revelation deepens the mystery, and every leak fuels further speculation. Until the case is resolved, South Africa finds itself suspended in a state of uncertainty. Its citizens remain torn between disbelief and outrage, its political foundations trembling under the weight of scandal. The once sturdy trust between the governed and those in power has fractured, replaced by suspicion and fear. The investigation into Julius Malema and the death of Nathi Mthethwa may yet redefine the trajectory of South African politics, testing the resilience of its democracy and the integrity of its justice system. For now, the nation waits, divided, anxious, and captivated. Each new headline adds another layer to a story that has already blurred the line between truth and deception. Whether Malema will emerge vindicated or condemned remains to be seen, but one reality is clear: the outcome of this case will leave an indelible mark on the country's history. South Africa's destiny, once again, hangs in the balance, its people holding their breath to learn just how deep this enigma truly runs.